how I can speak correctly, how I can speak efficiently, how I can communicate my message, how I can structure my way of speaking in such a way so I can connect the audience I'm talking with, right? This kind of questions I received, some of my juniors who are working with me or doing internship or in touch with me, right? So see, it is not something, I can tell you, just answer you, okay, go and do this way and you will know it, right? It's not one-time exercise, right? The one way, I would suggest to everyone, right? So focus on how you speak. And there's no other shortcut. You need to speak, you need to record, you need to listen, you need to iterate. You need to pick up a specific topic. You can pick up any specific topic. If you are from computer science student and studying AI, LLM engineering, or studying data science, or studying, cloud engineering, that's you want to become. Then pick up, let's say, in the cloud engineering, pick up net fundamentals. Start speaking. Pick up like how TCP/IP works, how TCP/IP state machine works. You need to pick up a deeper topic, not a means you can starting point, you can pick up whatever. But my suggestion is the more deeper topic you pick up, the more deeper study you do, the more interesting voice, correct communication you will have. You need to follow a couple of YouTube tutorials, or you need to reach out to right professionals. But even then, you reach out to someone and say, can you explain me how I can speak, right? So it depends. If you're speaking in English, you want to be a good communicator and you would like to speak cleaner, you would like to do that. My suggestion would be do your own practice. How you do your own practice? You better to listen some of the key people who speak very clearly on that specific subject. Let's an example, cloud engineering. Go to the AWS, look into their videos, look into, because there are solution architects within AWS. They start explaining how various use cases, case studies are about specific things in AWS, right? They speak very clearly because they are trained on that, correct? So you always get very clear, filtered response, right? So my suggestion is like, I'm not saying you go to any topic, go to anything, pick up any AWS. No. If you are progressing towards the pathway of your cloud engineering and starting from networking fundamentals as a step one and doing your experiments, doing your practicals, rather than just learning, oh, this is the TCP IP state machine, this is the TCP state machine, and this is how if one system have TCP running, another have TCP running, protocol running, how they do the handshake, SYN, ACK, whatever the handshake they do, correct? So rather than just assuming it, do the experiment, learn it, feel it, zoom it. Once you are clear, then you see what the gaps are, right? Is there any specific article which AWS giving in TCP? Maybe it is telling TCP ports. Maybe it is telling how to block, unblock security ports within AWS ecosystem when somebody deploy a specific application, something like that. So there should be a context, a pathway, what you are doing. And you can't stop and start. You can't stop and start. It does not mean like, you do one thing today and then you do another thing tomorrow and there's no connection between this and that. You need to plan. You need to plan something. Okay, I need to get a better way of speaking. I need to come a better way of communication. But better way of communication to whom? To someone on a specific topic, on a specific reason, on a specific context. So develop a specific topic. I know which in all university you pick up subject. But I believe rather than picking so many random subjects, pick one or two is very deep subject. Either you are picking cloud engineering, either you are picking data science, or you are picking AI LLM engineering, or you are picking anywhere else. So in that specific things, develop a deeper understanding, connected with the specific projects you are doing, connected with the practicals you are doing, and that also you are also in touch with some professionals, maybe like me or somebody else who is working on this industry. You also following 2 or 3 specific news all the time, maybe AWS and everything, right? So if anyway, once you are studying this computer science, you need to set up some of the practice, judge yourself, what is getting for you is better, communicate, record it, listen it, every day record it, listen it. You will see there is a sentence issue. You compress sentences. When you speak, you compress the sentences. When you speak, you do not give a stop and start between sentences. When you speak a specific sentence, you need to give a specific emphasis on a specific word, something like that. So these things comes via practice. It won't come automatically. Only thing when you start speaking, develop a habit. That's only the way to do. Even so, why I'm saying like that? So another concern with most of the professionals, not all but many, even you learn so many things, algorithms, data science things, AI LLM things, and end of the day, without any tool, without any computer, without anything, you need to debate with someone who is going to hire you if you are looking for a job. If you are not looking for a job, you are doing work for a customer which you have found by yourself. You still need to talk. If there is a specific business, you are asking for work because you have started your own way of thinking, explaining. You need to explain, right? So you need to talk. And the way you talk, that is really the best impression you do to anyone. The deeper thoughts you connect, and it won't come from a day one. So start doing this today. It is really needed. You can't skip it. So whatever the study you are doing, I'm not saying this is applicable for everyone. I know there's a very good guy. They can speak well, talk well, communicate well. They're already connected with their parents, their friends, their brothers, their sisters. They're learning, applying the habits. But my point is, it's not something they're getting naturally. They are learning this, giving the attention to it. They are doing their self-development. And the key point is self-development, before they touch into computer science things. Definitely they're studying, right? They're studying subjects, giving lectures, learning for it, right? But again, you learn it, you forget, you learn it, you forget, right? It doesn't retain. What retains? The habits. The habits. How good you have stamina to maintain the habits. When how you approach and study a specific subject based on its context, right? Based on its context means maybe some subjects you have to just study for a specific exam. Some subjects you really love it because for some reasons you may be applying it that as your profession, and you are reaching out to different professionals and asking, give me the work, I will do, I will learn, I will do something like that, right? So having said that, focus on your speaking. Give a very great focus on your speaking. Do that every day. It may be 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1, 4, 5 weeks. You will see the transformation. That transformation entirely change you. So that's my one of the suggestions which I have observed while talking with many computer science professionals who are studying in different colleges. Hope that will help you. And thank you. We'll keep connecting, keep reaching, keep talking. Bye. Have a good day.